Hello, team. Welcome to today's professional learning community planning meeting. I'd like to thank you all for joining today and for allowing me to film. Um, as you all know, today is our weekly math planning meeting where we focus on being in alignment, focusing on our district curriculum, our learning standards are focusing on our learning intention and what makes our students successful. We focus on, of course, our language stems, what instructional supports, how do we know our students will be successful, what instructional strategies will best promote our student learning, and we also target instruction that supports the different instructional needs of our students as well as our language needs. So, no pressure. I thank you all for allowing me to film today. But let's start our meeting with our professional norms. Our norms for our planning meeting is that we all respect each other's ideas, we all come on time, and we all collaborate. Are we all still in agreement with our norms? So I know Miss Thomas had to step out, but you agree. You agree to the norm. Yeah,
it's right in front of me.
Oh, you so silly. Okay, so we agree to the norms of the planning, right? To be on time and to respect each other and to collaborate on planning. Okay. Are there any additional norms that you'd like to add for today's planning?
No, it's basically that. Just
You agree.
just collaborate and and speak out.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Here's our sign-in sheet for today's planning.
Okay.
So please be sure to sign in so that we can account for today's meeting.
Okay.
So, yeah, sign your name. Yeah. Yes, it is. Thank you so much for ensuring that I did that. So what I did, I reviewed this week. Shout out to the fact that you have no school on Monday. But I reviewed.
Right.
I have a copy of the unit plan if you need it. But I have our unit plan available.
Okay.
And when I reviewed our unit plan, I noticed that next week we're focusing on sorting and organizing data. The lesson you guys are focusing on is 3 days of sorting, and correct me if I'm wrong, or let me know if any instructional adjustments need to be made due to pacing based on your lessons for this week.
Okay.
I have Tuesday. Hi, Miss Murata.
Hi.
Welcome. We have, let me know, I have additional resources if needed. Do you need a copy of the mini lessons?
Yes.
Awesome. No, definitely. We, the sign-in sheet is available as well. Our norms, I reviewed the norms with Miss Castillo. I told her that you had to go to the restroom right fast. But honor, respect each other, our norms. Be sure to come on time, collaborate, and be open to each other's ideas. Are you still in agreement with the norms?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Are there any additional norms that you'd like to add to today's meeting?
Not at this time.
Got it. Thank you. So I was sharing with Ms. Castillo that we were reviewing today's our unit plan that we collaborated on building, and your unit plan states that for next week, which is a short week, you guys will be focusing on the lesson that states the students will be organizing data, collecting, sorting, and it states a little different on the mini lesson, but that they would be, I'm gonna bring it, here you go, this one, Miss Murata. Collecting, sorting, and organizing data. How did the students do so far with those lessons this week?
Oh, good. They do good. They understood. Some of them, of course, like my little ones, have a little struggling a little bit with understanding the whole graph. But for the most part.
What part of the graph? Like identifying, labeling the graph, numbers, or counting?
Yes, well, at least 2 or 3 is the counting.
Okay.
It's a counting, to know which one is more, which one's fewer versus my low ones.
Okay, comparing. You know what? Miss Murata did that in her class yesterday. You did. So, can you share with Miss Castillo what you were doing in your class with? She had tangibles. Tell her. I'm
With
sorry. Are
the
you
teddy
over
bear.
here?
You
Yeah.
can share what you observed because I'm thinking a couple of different things. I could share something that comes to mind if you saw something else.
Sure. So, can I see? She had tangibles. She had these blocks, right?
Okay.
And it was an assortment like this. And so with Miss, she had a table of 4 kids, and just like varied. And each kid had an identified color. So she said, "Mary, you're yellow." So Mary grabbed all of the yellow, and like that. And it was just as random as this is. And Kenneth had red. And I don't know if it was by chance they had different numbers, but all kids happen to have a different quantity, just as this is occurring. And then this is beautiful that this actually happened like this. And you tell me the challenge that you saw in your lesson. So just as this, Miss Murata then said, and correct me if I'm wrong in the instruction, she said, count. Each student counted what you had. The kid said, "I have 1." The other kid said, "I have 1. I have 2." And this kid, of course, with the larger numbers, and you tell me if you saw this in your class too, this kid had to count. "I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6. This kid had to count. So we noticed that with the larger numbers, these kids had to count. "I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. So then she challenged them, like you're saying, who has the most? So they can visually see a little bit. They know red had more than purple. I have the most because I'm red. But then the extra challenge was how many more? Was that the challenge you saw this week too?
No,
What was your challenge?
well, actually, maybe 1 or 2. You
Okay.
understand?
Yeah.
But I'm my low ones are the ones who still needs help with the one-to-one correspondence.
Okay. So those are
Um,
things we'll continue to look for.
Yeah.
1-to-1
Yeah, those are the
correspondence with
ones-
counting.
Yeah. And I think, and then I had maybe a few, maybe 2 or 3 who's still struggling with how many more.
Yes.
How many more?
Okay. How many more?
Mhm.
Okay.
So what I've been doing is showing them that this is a pair, this is a pair,
Exactly.
that's a pair, that's a pair, that's a pair, that's a pair, and then there's nothing here. So
Absolutely.
so some of them understand it. It's just like I said, 2 or 3 are the ones who still doesn't understand.
Yeah.
You know.
And the thing is, you see, for me, what helped
It's a
is
line.
lines.
The line.
And I hate to be so traditional, but if the kids don't see it without lines, you're gonna have to segment this. Would you guys agree? Have you guys tried it
But
with lines?
But we've been doing it with the graph.
With
Yeah.
graph paper or with lines?
With the
Yeah.
Right.
And I think we just like continue with added practice there.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that is our current misconception. Okay. Any other noticings with our lessons this week?
I find if I hear sometimes the kids who are hired, they'll start sorting them by things that I haven't asked yet. Like they could do color, but then I had teddy bears, and they'll just naturally start sorting small teddy bears from the big teddy bears. So I've just been learning to how they find differences in the objects and go even further in ways to sort.
Oh, hold on. Let me write that. That's a concern. Let me tell you why. You know what they're doing, guys? That's a part of our number sense routine. You know, our number sense connection is which one does not belong. So that's in our number sense routine. It's not a right or wrong answer. It's which one. It could be like by texture. It can be by color. So that's another thing to look for. And the reason why I say we want to make notice of that is because when we close out today's planning, our assessment, this is what our assessment looks like. Sorting, and I'll hold it to the camera a little bit. Sorting and the views are very different by very different characteristics. So we'll talk about that at the conclusion. So let's go into our lessons for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Let's kind of talk through the lesson. Yeah, sure.
Is this because I noticed I don't have ornaments.
I got it. There you go. Well, that's my messy Maya copy. Yeah. Here we go. You need a copy as well, Miss Thomas? Okay. Let me see. I don't know who Messy Maya is. I'm so New Orleans. Here you go. Yeah, I'm sorry. My copy, I have highlighter and all on it. And so, and I also too, we'll talk about how, so it won't be so repetitive, how we can kind of diversify this lesson for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So let's kind of talk through this lesson. Okay, so our learning intention, the student will be able to, they are collecting data, sorting data, and organizing the data into 2 or 3 categories. So you guys have been building data with them by different attributes, by color, as you said. The students are kind of doing it, have been doing it by different sizes and all. So can you kind of read through what they'll be doing this week, Miss Murata?
Yes. So as students ask the students, we'll be asking them about yesterday's lesson just to make sure that they connect the lessons from the day before. In that lesson, we'll review the data that we used, that was collected and sorted, and that was organized in a real object graph or a picture graph. And then we'll introduce today's lesson that we will be the ones doing the collecting, the sorting, and the organizing. So it shows an example that on the top of the paper was holding the chart paper, tape, sticky tack, pictures of pizza, hamburgers, and ice cream. And then at the top of the piece of chart paper, we'll draw a frequency chart or tally chart, and it gives an example of what that looks like.
So guys, tally chart.
Are you talking about the one for today?
No, for next week.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
On the Tuesday.
Yeah,
Okay,
Tuesday,
yeah,
Wednesday,
yeah,
Thursday.
okay.
Tally
Right.
chart, guys. Tally chart. What do we know about tally charts with kids and misconceptions with tallies?
Sent a number that they can sometimes not tally correctly.
Yes. So we're gonna have to explicitly model. Just make a note to yourself. There's some kind of rhyme.
Yeah, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shut the door.
Yeah. Shut the door.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Shut the door.
5 shut the door.
5.
Shut
Say it
the door.
again.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5. Shuts the door.
Because, yeah, so when it's like, 1, 2, 3, 4.
5 shuts the door. So
That's what I
yeah,
do.
so we
Oh,
can
I
kind of
have
be
that.
on the same page with that. 1, 2. Is it a song you want to dance with?
One.
Okay, that's how you say it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shuts the door. So because we know the kids really is this an introduction to tallies, or are you guys doing a morning message or
I've
something?
been doing tallies at the beginning of this year.
Yeah, we started
With the-
tallies early.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So babies
Yeah,
are
so
kind
some
of
of them
familiar with it.
And some of them were
Yeah.
consistent, like some were still learning them.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, they've all been introduced.
Have tallies, do they have familiarity beyond 5, like 5, 10, 15? Well, that's beautiful. Okay. So we can look forward to them even skip counting with tallies.
Well, I haven't done skip counts with tallies.
Okay. So those are because yeah,
Ready
Yeah.
for it?
yes. Okay.
Introduce it.
Okay. So they're doing. So we're looking for. So with possible. So I'm just. Let's say we have 10 kids that like pizza. So possible look fors. That's why I'm saying that. Possible look fors. Skip counting. Connecting former lessons. Possible look fors. Okay. Any questions so far? Any concerns?
No, I think that helps. I mean, it's always different paces that kids go.
Right.
So
I hear you guys talking about your different skills and your different level of students. Skip counting. Nice, but it's good to hear that you guys have already started on a lot of these skills. Okay, so then it says you guys are going to explain to the students that a tally chart helps us to sort data we collect. Point out how the tally chart has a lot of the same parts that the real object graphs and the picture graphs have, such as title, categories, and row columns. In your lessons this week, have you guys had titles on any of them?
Yes.
What kind of titles have you guys introduced this week?
Well, like yesterday, it was a transportation, which way you go home.
Okay.
It was yesterday. And then I've done my own, with them. I did which which pet you prefer.
Oh, nice.
So I
Okay.
did that. So I've done.
So they haven't
categories,
introduced.
I've done-
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's true. You guys kind of do that introduction beginning of the year too, right? Yeah, transportation, okay, and pets. Good. And honestly, guys, I asked that because if y'all gonna do this lesson 3 times this week, just change up the title Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll talk about other ways y'all can change it up. Okay, what does it say we do next? So we identify titles and categories. What else?
Rows and columns are something that would be good to make sure that they know the difference with rows and columns as well as the titles and categories.
Oh, that's a
I
good thing
think
to point out.
that'll take a little bit more because I've spoken about rows and columns, but I don't know if they would differentiate between that.
Yeah.
So that could be like a lesson.
Also, to the importance of that, you don't want the babies to put the numbers like right next to pizza here. The fact that they understand that this tally is telling them the numbers come here, or the tallies come here, I should say. That's a good point, Miss Murata.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one are you doing? You doing collecting, sorting, and data?
Mm-hmm. Is that? That's the one that you guys have listed for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Is that the one?
But Tuesday this week. What?
Okay. So when is this one?
I'm confused.
When are you doing this one?
Which one is that's 6, right?
This one. Yeah.
If that's 6, that's gonna be the following week. Because I'm doing 4 for Tuesday.
Give me a date on that one.
I'm doing because right now, okay, hold on. We're doing 3 lesson. This one, introduction to picture graph. Yesterday was today and yesterday and today.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow will be 4.
Yes. We're talking about next week.
Tomorrow will be 4, which is Friday.
Uh-huh.
Next Tuesday will also be 4.
And what's Wednesday?
Wednesday will be 5.
And what's Thursday?
5 as well.
And what's Friday?
And then 5 is which is, 5 it should be the assessment. Because
So I need you to hit 6. This unit
unless
closes.
we do 6 on that Friday,
I need you to do the assessment on that Friday because
which
this
is assessment
unit
that Friday.
this unit closes on that Friday. That's why with this unit,
Okay.
you guys made some adjustments to the unit plan. It's okay. It's okay if you did, but let's
Okay.
let's redo it. Let's
Okay,
say
the assessment.
6. Let's say 6. This is good. This is good. This is even good for my video. That assessment needs to be Friday because
Assessment is next
our
Friday.
pacing for curriculum.
Okay. So
That
then
assessment.
I must have counted wrong.
It's okay. It's okay. The assessment Friday. The unit ends Friday because I'll give it to you.
Okay.
I'll
So
let
then-
you have
okay,
it.
Okay. So then
You're
Friday.
because that following after this week after the 24th, you're in a new unit.
Okay. So it's 15, 16. So that Friday is at 19, right? Wait, is it 19?
This Friday? Yes. No, Sunday's
no.
the 19th.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
looking.
It's okay.
Okay. So
It's
then
okay, that's why you got me,
Friday
that's why
is
I'm
the
here.
19th. So Friday is what? Next Friday.
Next Friday is the
And so
24th.
So you're saying do the assessment.
Yes, I need you to do the assessment on the 24th.
Okay.
Uh,
Got it. Okay.
And the
Oh.
lesson that we're talking about right now,
You know what?
you bet.
I'm looking at the wrong one.
It's okay. It's okay. Teachers have a lot on their
I'm
mind.
looking at the wrong one.
Okay. So that's good though. Then that
Okay.
means you're not repeating the same.
me
You
see.
guys are not repeating the same lesson 3 times. Good. So you guys
Yeah,
are doing
good.
4
So-
on this week. So that
Yes.
so that means we need to talk about
Yeah,
lesson
yeah.
5 too then. Right?
We need to, well, lesson,
Right, Miss Murata?
lesson 5, yeah.
So we definitely how much time we got?
19. Oh, we have time.
Okay, perfect. So let's finish. We kind of talked about the assessment a little
Okay.
bit. We're pretty much almost wrapped up. Lesson we have clarity on 6 so much so far, right? We
Okay.
know the kids are identifying the titles, they're tallying, and we know that for the most part, kids are learning, they get one vote, and they're recording, right? So are we good on they're doing this lesson, which you're calling 6, on Thursday, and the assessment on Friday?
Okay.
Do you need to do this lesson twice, or do you want to
No,
do you guys want to do 5 on Monday? Or do you need to do 6 twice? Tell me.
We're doing 3 today again, so maybe should have done maybe, so that,
Sure, absolutely. Here's the, I have the assessment for you guys too.
Because I want to see.
See where the most supports are, absolutely. So the assessment is a sort, here, Custody, I got the
so then we
assessment for
should
you.
have, is this the one, so this one, should have been done today then?
Let me
Four?
see, where is that one,
The drawing
Where
conclusions from pictographs.
drawing conclusions from picture grabs. When's the 16th?
That is today.
That lesson was listed for today. When are you teaching that one?
Well, since I came in late yesterday, and I
Got
didn't get my
it.
picture
Okay,
back, I was
okay.
going.
So your pacing was,
Okay.
it's okay, but here's the good news, hold on.
Today.
Introduction to picture graphs was yesterday. Did you get to introduce it yesterday?
No, because
Oh,
I came.
yeah, you
I
had
to go
to.
to 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay,
But a lot of the questioning is the same. Why do we use graphs? How are real objects and graphs? And it looks
Okay.
like it uses the same graphic organizer. How do we get to school? Did some of the
Alright.
same things, Miss Thomas? So here's what she's looking at. Here's my graphic, my unit plan and I'll share it with you guys again. You see, guys, the questioning is the exact same from yesterday and today. Why do we use graphs? It's the introduction of graphs, you know? And you said that you've kind of done some of this.
Right.
How do we get to school? You did that. You did that. Who are your car riders?
No,
Who are,
yeah.
now let me see, what's the thing here? Is it
No.
numeric or is it by talent?
I think that this.
It says that the kids are just drawing conclusions. In this lesson, the class will create a graph about their favorite fruit and then work with a partner to answer the question. So they worked with so that's what you're doing today.
I was doing the presentation, but I'm going this one.
Okay. Yeah, and then you'll be
Okay.
back on pace
Okay.
for this week. And then,
Okay.
what's today, Thursday?
Today's Thursday. Okay.
And let's see. Tomorrow it says sort and organize data. So the good news is next week you were slated to repeat 3. So you have adjustment
Okay.
window where you can actually do, you guys can do 4, 5, and 6 next week. You can,
Okay.
you have a whole window next week
Alright.
and still meet your assessment.
Right.
There's no pressure. I just need, and you guys are teaching for this week.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
to be in alignment, what are your thoughts there? Like, we definitely know 6 is gonna happen on
Yeah,
Thursday.
right.
Okay.
My biggest thing is to be in alignment with the
Assessment? Okay, let's talk through the assessment.
Because right now, and just, my kids have been sorted by, like you talked about, numbers,
Yes.
different things.
Uh-huh.
So to make sure I'm understanding this correctly, is this assessment like a number sense? To where they can, if they can explain why they sorted it a certain way, then that's okay, because we've sorted by color, we've sorted by size, we've sorted by, and I'm looking at these objects and it's,
Let's see. I can sort data into 3 groups. I can explain how I chose to sort the data into 3 groups. So that supports the kids' understanding. I organize the data and let's see, we're gonna have to have our scissors and stuff ready for the babies. I can organize the data into a pictograph so that they have yes. I can write or say, now this is why I asked you guys about the introduction of titles. Like you said pets, you said transportation. Now they are saying, they are developing, which goes to your question. I can write or say a title for the pictograph that describes what the pictograph is. So if I say, watch this, here I am. I'm Miss Murata's baby. I give Miss Murata 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My title, things that color. Did I give you a title? Did I sort it? So one row, I have all these things I can color with. And then on the next row, 1, 2, 3, 4 things I can write on. Did I sort it? Yes. So my question to you guys, will all the kids give you the same graph? No. Absolutely not. Watch this. Wow. Exactly. Eraser, eraser, eraser. 3. I just things that erase. Oh, I got a good one, Murata. Oh, here's another eraser. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Markers. 1, 2. Post-it notes. The baby's gonna. Oh, I got one. 1, 2. Things made of wood. This is fun for me.
No, it's gonna be a lot of different.
It's gonna be
answers.
so many variations. So that's the beauty in this assessment. One, guys, I am trying to find something else with the scissors. Black. 2. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, help me, Murata. Calculator. Oh, I got it. Come on, y'all. Think of something with the calculator. What?
With numbers?
Yes. So what would you put with the calculator?
What is it? What is,
You just said things with numbers.
things with numbers.
So what would go with the calculator?
What will go with calculator?
Yes. Come on, Castillo.
The ruler.
Yes.
Oh, the
ruler.
Oh, there's a ruler
The
there.
ruler.
Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because really,
But you won't have to because the baby justifies with their words. Just like y'all say in reading. Most of the baby's answers in kindergarten are oral. The success criteria is I can write or say my title for the pictograph. Okay, so guys, are you giving the baby this paper and say, go little baby and go take this test?
no.
No. How are we taking this assessment? How are we giving
Can
this
we-
assessment?
Can we give them a graph? Can we make it?
Small group, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, I saw you in your small group yesterday, Miss Murata. This is small group consideration assessment. You're pulling the kids to your table, small group.
I would get the dividers too. because
Yeah,
if they
oh, for
see-
sure. That's a good point. With your dividers, just like with our map assessment, the baby's going to hear, so it makes sound, kind of your loudest baby, erases, then, so kind of think about your voice proximity. Any other things you guys think we might need to consider?
The time, if we're doing small groups, and if they're cutting it, if we're expecting them to use all of these and like put it, or maybe not paste it, but separate it may take a couple
Oh,
days
absolutely.
to assess.
Guys, get your parents to help you too. Maybe little baggies. Have it pre-cut for you in little bag. Have your parents kind of pre-cut it in baggies. Good point, Miss Murata. Thank you. Miss Thomas, anything you might need? Okay, so we kind of let's kind of.
Hey,
Hello, Miss Fletcher, welcome.
she's abandoned us.
Oh my
We
God!
just wanna
No, she
collect
didn't,
it.
honey. Miss
Well, I
Fletcher,
do.
that's not Miss Fletcher. The camera's on, by the way, but this team has been rocking it out. Let me tell you. So welcome to our. We had to make a few adjustments with pace. I know, right? That's what I
Just
said.
keep going. Don't
Um,
mind me.
So back to our assessment, guys. We looked at our learning intention and success criteria for the assessment. Any other questions on this? So we talked about our considerations. We're definitely gonna take it in small group. It's definitely gonna happen on Friday. Friends, family. This is our data collection. We're bringing this test. This our test. We're bringing to data analysis to compare our high, medium, and lows to focus on where they err at. Dividers, voice proximity. We talked about the student's justification of creating their titles, of how they group this. Let's see what else. The teacher may choose to cut the picture. Y'all said that. What else do y'all notice? Anything else?
So we introduce the title as the school supplies, but they give us the oral title of their categories.
Yeah.
Oh, but guess what else it lists, Castillo, what y'all were talking about? Which
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 column?
type of school supply did Shanty find the most and the least? But it does not say, guys,
They don't have to know about the.
comparing.
Okay.
Mm-mm. That's not y'all
They don't-
success criteria. It
Oh,
just
no, no, right. Yeah, but we're not right. So
Yeah.
they don't have to. So they
see
don't
you're
need
trying to
know.
make the baby's GT.
so okay. So then for assessment, they don't need to know this more,
Mhm.
fewer.
No,
No, it doesn't. That's not a part of
that's
the
first
success
grade.
criteria.
I remember teaching that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's because you have it's subtractions kind of involved.
Well, both of you guys were, but maybe y'all were just y'all were challenging your higher students.
Yeah, and that's fine if you want to ask it as an extension question, and you can do it where they're match, and how many of them.
They don't have
Like,
to.
yeah, just to see them side by side and match.
So it doesn't even
You
ask
see it?
how many more.
It does
Neither,
not.
either.
It doesn't. No comparing. It
Oh,
just
okay.
says which one
So-
did Shanti find the most and which one she found the least. Maybe sometimes Castillo, maybe one of the mini lessons referenced
What
that.
it did.
But
Right, that's what-
success
okay,
criteria
you know,
wise on the
okay,
assessment,
all right then.
it did not assess that. That happens sometimes.
Got it. Okay.
Good
And
point.
just to clarify the strategy, if you're just opening their minds to how many more, see how it's a picture there, having them match,
That's what I really did.
and
Yeah.
then whichever ones are left, let's start counting. 1, 2, it's 3 more over here, like that. That's just a strategy to help them start to conceptualize. It is not a tick that they have to master.
Okay. That's good. Okay. I got that. I really.
They modeled and this is what they did today, Miss Fletcher. I was telling them Miss Murata in her class, she has these wooden pegs and Castillo did it too, and they were talking about how they did that comparing that you're talking about by they gave the kids a color, so like Mary, Bob, Jacob, Keisha, and Jamal. And that's what they did. They had the kids, they did graphing
Yeah.
on a line and compared based on rows. So this kid has one more. This kid actually has 2 more than Whitman. So they modeled those different strategies for one another.
Yeah, that's perfect prep for first grade, where they have to actually identify they have 3 more than someone else. That's hard.
Okay, guys. So remember, how many minutes do we have remaining?
31 from 5.
Okay, so let's close out with this, guys. Remember, this unit, this is the last week of this unit. So do the assessment. Can we kind of get on the same page of when we're gonna do 4, 5, and 6, or at
Well,
least
4 today.
we're gonna do 4 today? Are we gonna repeat 6, or are we gonna repeat 5? I know we're gonna do 6 on Thursday. I know we said based on needs. 6 was the pizza, collecting, sorting, and organizing with the introduction of tallies. We didn't kind of look at 5. Let's just kind of peek at 5 right fast to see. There was a lot. Let's
5
see.
is
Oh, 5.
it's drawing conclusions from the artifacts and picture graphs.
Let's see. It's look, tangible crayons, stickers. Which apple do you like the? Oh wow, which type of shoe did the students wear the most? So, that is relative to our test as well. So maybe 5. Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, because they need to
Because that's
be
that
able to
language to our
know the
assessment.
difference between the picture graph and the real object graphs.
Yes. True and good point. Our assessment is real objects. Right? Yeah. So
Real object?
It's kind of like both.
our assessment,
For real object is like sneakers and like just like
Like
picture.
where
Right, that's real object. So wouldn't that be considered
because that's
picture
a
graph?
picture graph, yeah. Because real objects would be if I'm
You're
graphing how
touching
many
it,
highlighters,
right.
it's a real highlighter.
okay. So what you want to do?
Well, if that's assessment, then I mean,
5 Tuesday, Wednesday?
yeah.
And
5
6
Tuesday,
Thursday.
Wednesday.
Got it.
Yes.
Tuesday. Good. So now we have everybody on the same page.
So
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And 6 Thursday.
Yes.
Assessment
And
Friday.
assessment Friday.
Thank you. Good. Okay.
So are we using this then for assessment?
Yes, this
So picture that.
is your assessment.
Got it.
Yes, and we're doing a small group.
Small group.
Yes, with those considerations for the students.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, ladies. Did everybody sign in today?
Yes.
Thank you so much. If you need any additional supports, manipulatives, or anything, please reach out to me. Thank you for your time today.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry to join late, guys.
Okay.
You made it.
Dropping in.
Okay, Jackson. So thank you, instructional coach, partner of the campus, Miss Jackson. So after we just finished meeting with our kindergarten math team, and they are aligned with the scope and sequence. We did have some. You and I worked on the unit plan. Within the unit plan, some kind of way there was a mishap with their pacing.
Okay.
The dates, some kind of way they were on. They mixed up the weeks, so they thought that they had another week of instruction. So they thought that the sorting, and they thought that the unit would exist in the month of February. Well, I'm sorry. Yes, they did. However, their assessment needed to be for this week. So, we went through the lesson, and there were some noticings that the teachers had to make adjustments. But the good news is that they were willing to adjust. There were some modelings, with this group. There were some challenges with attendance, but now everyone's on pace. Any ideas that you may have on the adjustments? I noticed I doubled up on 5, but my wondering is they seem with the introduction of 4, there was a miss of the introduction of graphs.
Okay, because my wondering was going based upon the data, their feedback. What did they notice about their students? Did they grasp it? Do they need more time?
I did record. I will say, because not that it matters. You know what? I'm glad you said that. One of my questions was, where are they with the skip counting? Because tallies were coming up. I'm sorry. The tallies were coming up, and they were tallying based on the whole class, and they would be tallying pizza, right? So my concern was that, let's say 5 kids were going pizza, and they said they would do the math to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shut the door. And my wondering was, what if we did 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15?
Would they still get the concept of the skip counting?
And I didn't necessarily get to that point.
But that's a good reflection. I mean,
teachers.
do they have the capacity and are they understanding that once I hit that's a set of 5, and then how do I count that?
So that was an area of coaching, of leadership that I wanted to get to with the teachers, but where I was stuck was I kept looking at, for one, I wanted to look at the learning intention and the success criteria to see if it was needed. It's not explicitly stated, but I know that, like here, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this pictograph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5. Oh, that's another method. After 5 tallies, will they be able to count on?
Yes.
So
is that a skill that's already been taught, counting on?
Questions.
Okay. Because if then that would be the misconception. Do they know how to count on?
Yes. Do and those are things. Yeah. Do they know how to count on? And again, my question to myself is that critical to the success? But it is critical if they have to determine a number.
Yes, because what is the actual TEAC would be? I want to go ahead and finish writing that. But let's go back to the TEAC and see what the TEAC is asking them to do.
Yes. So these are the things that in the conversation with them, because it's heavy on frequency and tallying. And I know on your side, 2 through 5, those frequency and distribution charts are truly
They have to
critical.
know how to read that.
They have to know how to read it. So, I these are lessons, my reflection is these are lessons that truly I cannot have them skip.
No.
And I was trying to get them to reflect on, okay, what lessons are of the highest need. I did like that my novice teacher, she wanted to, so, and yeah, on your side, we focus heavily on the frequency. Another thing that I know you and I talk about a lot, that's why it's good that we sit in on each other's planning meeting, and that you sat in on their planning meeting today. I know you heard them say they were focusing heavily on comparing the data of the frequency. That's not their teak. If we can get them to drill what their teak is, their teak is just to, like you said, can they just count?
That's it.
What is present there?
That's it.
So they were doing a lot of how many more and how many less, and then, but it was good that,
I mean, it's good that they want to extend, but they have to realize that they have to master. We have to make sure that when students are leaving, they have mastered, they have complete understanding of whatever that skill is. That next grade level will build upon it, but they have to make sure that they've set that foundation.
Yeah, which is, that's why we do this backwards design. So we got to this point, and I was just so proud of Marada. She said, let's look at the assessment. Let's look at the assessment.
Go back to,
so
what is it?
we went to which type of school supply did Shanty find the most? And so, okay, the most does not mean compare.
Does not. Very good.
The
Pointing
most.
out that
The
vocabulary.
babies are just which bar has the most. Which type of school supply did Shanty find the least? No comparing. So, and then her second concern was the titling. So that's why I wanted them to focus on, and I may have to revisit, you can tell me, in this coaching role, you can't just tell them.
No.
You cannot just tell them. This assessment is in the student's ability to create a title for this chart.
Right.
So it's, you heard, we were like, the students have to determine, oh, I'm sorting erasers possibility, or I'm sorting things made of wood. Every kid's gonna have a different answer.
Yeah.
So I was you can tell me how you get them there. I got them to understand that 6 isn't, we're not skipping anything on the scope, but I wanted them to recognize that 6 needed more instructional visits than 5. This one is where, you would identify the importance of titles and categories.
Okay, because in my mind I'm thinking, do they understand the why? Do the teachers understand the why?
The why behind it.
Why they need more with 5 than with 6? Because once they understand the connectivity, like you said, backwards design, if they get this, then they'll get that. Then they have to hold that capacity to understand this is why. And it's okay to spend 2 days on something to make sure that they have it. What is your student data? How are we collecting information that our kids have this concept?
Because I and the thing I highlighted, and what I did with the teachers to try to get them to see the importance of 6 was, and I say 6 because my teachers have gotten into the habit of numbering these. Notice the district doesn't number them, but I say, okay. I said, so have you guys gotten to the practice of titling them? And they say, yes, I did one on pets. I did one on transportation. And so, I said, well, you guys are going into favorite foods. So if you guys are doing this one, and I actually, Jackson, when I unit planned with them, I listed this one for 3 days. But, it's, the hope is that they're doing 4 today, that in their instructional, in their instruction, they they may make the adjustment.
And if not, have them go back and look at the data. What is their data showing you at the end of the lesson? How many students got it?
True.
How many students got it? If you're telling me out of 12 students, only 4 got it, then no, we need to redo it. Don't teach it the same way. We need to go back and be very intentional. What was it that they did not get? Now, if out of 12 students, 10 got it, then that's just a small group. So
Yes.
just being able to use that data that they're collecting, anecdotally walking around when they sort it, how am I driving my instruction for the next day? Do I need to adjust? That would be that pendulum shift to really utilizing in that moment, that aggressive monitoring and taking that data back.
True. Well, Jackson, I thank you.
You're
for
welcome. You
partnering
set them
with
up
me.
for success. They
Oh, I
were good.
did.
You were
Listen,
good. You were good.
We are very reflective in leading our campus to success, and I appreciate you for joining
Not a
me.
problem. Thank you for
Yes,
tagging
meeting of the
along.
minds.
Always.